Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Motorsport Factory once again. Guess what we have today? Yes, a Ford Fusion. And we're going to be changing an alternator on this car. So, customer brought this vehicle before, and I actually changed the alternator one time before. I'm actually redoing this video because the last video the video quality was just a little too shaky and I wasn't really too happy with it. So I'm trying to redo this and trying to use my tripod in the best manner possible. I'm looking into a new type of camera too. I'm not sure what to get, but for you viewers, what do you guys recommend? Just let me know, alright? But anyways, this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. I think the V6s are more kind of in the front, which is a little more difficult to do. So, but this is supposed to be the easier one. So the 2.5s is just right here. Pow. So hopefully you guys can see very clearly. So it's actually pretty simple. So you just got to move a few things out of the way. So what I'm going to do, I think the oxygen sensor fell off already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the O2 sensor clip out, take that, move it out of the way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move this vent out as well, okay? So behind here where my finger's touching, there's going to be a little tab that you're going to have to press into, and then so you can move this out of the way, right? So once you move that out of the way, it gives you more cleaner access to get this 13mm bolt nut out of the way, which is I'm going to do right now. And then you move the nut out of the way, so then you can remove this part of the cable, and then this part of the cable, where's the clip on it? Forget the clip. Where is it clipped onto? I'm forgetting already. There we go. Then this is the part. This part of the harness is going to be just right here. Just clip on it. Take it off. Oops, I'm gonna have to figure out what that was again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this whole harness out of the way, and I gotta see what fell back there. And then that way you have more room. So, and then right here, you're going to have to just take this out. And on the bottom, there's one too. We'll get to the bottom later. So now, what else you want to do? I'm going to loosen this 15mm nut. And this is a E8 bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just loosen this. And then I'm going to take this off from here. But before I do that, I want to jack up the car. And I want to show you the bottom portion of it so you guys are prepared. This thing is sitting onto, this is actually a stud. So when you take the nut off and you take the bottom one, it's going to be, when you're looking at the bottom, it'll be more, it's going to be on this side. It's another stud it sits on. So it kind of keeps it in place. So when you take this nut off, you're going to want to take this stud off too, so you have more room to pull this out. So, but we're going to have to work on untensioning the belt and everything else. But I'm going to be right back as soon as I jack up the car and everything like that. Alright guys, so the next thing we have is untensioning the belt. So obviously you see here, this is the tensioner. And this is where your socket's going to go into right here. And the direction you obviously, trying to get some focus here, camera phones, you're going to go this way, all right? So that's the direction you're going to go. You're going to pull this way, and then you slide the belt off. And then once you got that down, then we're going to get underneath here. I'm going to show you the two bolts that you need to get. And this is going to be a fairly easy job to do. It's one of the easy, I could do these alternators all day. But just wanted to make a video in case, I think there wasn't no video out there, but I'm making a video myself anyway. But let me get this tripod in position so I can show you the next bolts. Alright guys, so try to position this camera as best I could. So the next thing we want to do, probably going to have to get my hands in here. So as you can see, this stud has this little clip here, so you're going to have to move that out of the way. And this camera's moving around. And then you can see that this bolt here to my right, with the stud on it, another 15mm nut, and then the one on the, I'm trying not to hit this camera, but having a bit of a tough time here with it. Actually, I'll be right back. Alright, back again. Sorry about that. So this one to the left, that bolt is a 13mm head. So once you get that bolt off and you get that nut off, so you don't have to worry about it falling off because it's going to be still sitting on the stud. We're going to go back to the top, and we're going to take that stud and the nut off the top, so that way you have more space to pull it out from the top, okay? So I'm going to get these the bolt and the nut off, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the stud and I left the nut on. Instead of taking the nut out all the way, just loosen it up, take the stud out. Remember, E8 is what you got to do to take it out from the top. And then when you move, let me move this belt out of the way. So I know there's belts in the way here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to be able to do this with both, with my camera. But you slide it out, and then you're going to turn it this way where this back piece is going to be facing the top, and you just kind of wiggle your way out, and you should be good to go. If you guys have any questions, obviously you know what to do. Just leave comments below. But this is a pretty straightforward video so far. I don't think you guys should have any difficulty. Like I said, you're going to have to pivot it in different positions as you're wiggling it out. It'll come out. It's not difficult, I promise you that. But anyways, I'm going to take the alternator out, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the old alternator back on. This is the one that the customer bought from the junkyard, and it only lasted him like a week. So that's one advice I can give you, is don't buy starters, alternators, or batteries at a used place, because you don't know how long they're going to last. I mean, that's the same that goes for new alternators or reman alternators. I mean, that can go for the same thing, but at least with a new or reman alternator, they'll last a longer time from personal experiences, at least, let's say 5 years before they fail. I mean, you want to rather it be 5 years than 5 days, right? So, one thing is, you can just pivot, turn it in a way where you can, so you can get it out. Each car may be different. So here's the old alternator out. You should be able to get this job done within a 30-minute time. And make sure, one thing I did forget, and I should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video, is always, whenever you're working with electrical, always disconnect the negative on your battery before you do starter, alternator, battery, or any other electrical work. First timers, you should be able to get this done within the first hour. If you're doing it the second time, 30 minutes or less. I've been only at it for about 15 minutes due to the fact that I'm recording this video. Alright, so that's about it as far as trying to get the alternator out. I'm going to put the new one on now. And pretty much reverse procedure and just follow along. And the same way you took it off is the same way you put it back on. And that should be good to go. So I'm going to put the new one on, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm officially done with the alternator. It was easier the second time around. Because the first time I thought this stud was a E10, but it was actually E8. So basically, when you put your alternator back on, make sure you got your nuts and the bolts back on. If you're going to take the O2 sensor off, make sure you put that back on. Double check all your connections and make sure everything's on right. And then lastly, making sure your serpentine belt is on correctly. Make sure it's in the grooves. You can go online and find the serpentine belt routing in case, because when you're trying to just take one section off, everything else wants to come off. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always comment below. PM me or whatever, which way, shape, or form contact you want to do. Alright, I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join me on my Facebook. And don't forget to stay tuned for the first 100 subscriber giveaway that I have coming up. I said that in my last video when I made the Saturn relay bushing repair fix. But after this video, I am definitely going to make the video for the 100 subscriber giveaway. And then I'm going to be giving away a 17-ounce hand-engraved glass of Motorsport Factory. I'm going to throw in maybe a $25 gift card. And I'm going to throw in probably a few more other goodies in it along with it. And stay tuned for the rest of the details for the contest rules and what disqualifies you and whatnot. But this is it for this video, and again, stay tuned for my other videos that are coming up. This was a 2012 Ford Fusion 2.5 liter, and I'm hoping this tutorial helped you guys out. So again, stay tuned for that giveaway video. It's coming up. So I'll see you guys in my next video, guys. All right, peace out.